Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about variables in Python. You've already seen variables a few times in previous lessons, but now we'll take a deeper look at what they are and why they're so important. In math, you've probably seen equations like y equals x plus 2. Here, x and y are variables because they can hold different values. 2, however, stays the same. It's a constant. This is exactly how variables work in Python. In Python, a variable is like a container that holds a value. The value inside can be a word, a number, or even a whole sentence. You can change the value of a variable anytime, which makes coding more flexible. Why do we need variables? Imagine you're writing a program that needs to keep track of someone's name, their age, or even the number of cars in a parking lot. Instead of manually typing the information each time, you can store it in a variable and update it whenever necessary. Let's go over some examples. First, I appreciate your patience if the examples feel too easy or even a bit silly. Even though your math skills are much higher, you're starting out as a complete beginner in Python. Thank you for understanding. Okay, let's say we want to store a word in a variable. We can write variable equals string. For example, if we write car brand equals Mercedes, then the variable car brand holds the word Mercedes. Next, we can also store numbers in a variable. If we write car year equals 2022, then the variable car year holds the number 2022. Python also lets us take user input and store it in a variable. If we write username equals input, the program will ask the user to type something, and whatever they type will be stored in username. Now let's look at how we can combine variables. Imagine someone named Peter wants to buy a car. He hasn't decided yet, so he's thinking about different possibilities. Josh, his friend, has thought of a few possible comments for both new and used cars. Let's create some possible scenarios. First, we store the two situations in variables. Situation 1 equals it is a new car. Situation 2 equals it is a used car. Now we store some comments in separate variables. Comment 1 equals too expensive. Comment 2 equals it is a good deal. Comment 3 equals it can give you headaches. Now we can create different combinations of these situations and comments. For example, we can combine situation 1 and comment 1, which gives us it is a new car, too expensive. Or we can combine situation 1 and comment 2, which gives us, it is a new car, it is a good deal. We can also do the same for used cars. It is a used car, it can give you headaches. It is a used car, it is a good deal. You see how we just created 4 different sentences without typing each one manually? This is why variables are so useful. Now let's try combining strings and numbers. For example, let's say I have a dog named Coco, and I want to know how long it will take Coco to visit all the parks in my city. First, we store the dog's name. Dog name equals Coco. Then we store how many times Coco goes on a walk per week. Walks per week equals 4. Each time Coco goes for a walk, he visits 5 different places. Places per walk equals 5. Now let's say there are 130 places to visit. Total places equals 130. How do we calculate how many weeks Coco needs to visit all the places? We take the total number of places and divide it by the number of places Coco visits per week. So we write weeks needed equals total places divided by walks per week times places per walk. Now let's print this in a full sentence. Coco needs 6.5 weeks to visit those 130 places. That's a great way to combine numbers and words in a meaningful way. Now let's do some fun practice. Imagine 2 disaster scenarios and how people might react. Let's store 2 disasters. Situation 1 equals here comes a wolf. Situation 2 equals fire. Now let's store some possible reactions. Reaction 1 equals catch him. Reaction 2 equals run. Reaction 3 equals quench it. Now let's combine these and see what happens. If there is a wolf and someone yells catch him, that makes sense. If there is a wolf and someone yells run, that also makes sense. If there is a fire and someone yells quench it, that is a good reaction. And if there is a fire and someone yells run, well, sometimes that might be the only option. By using variables, we can create many different situations without typing everything from scratch. Finally, let's try one last example. Let's say we are studying for an exam, and we want to calculate how many days it will take to finish a book. The book has 200 pages, and I study 15 pages per day. To calculate the number of days needed, we divide 200 by 15. This tells us that it will take about 13.3 days to finish studying. By using variables, we can quickly change the number of pages or the study pace, and the program will automatically update the answer. That's it for today's lesson on variables. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.